Okay, it's done. Come on.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillah. First and foremost, we thanks to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the most gracious, the most merciful. Today we have the opportunity to be in a session with Dr. MEOR, just to, in order to get the blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Let us begin our workshop today with the recitation of Ummul Kitab Al-Fatiha. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. Okay, inshallah today we are very blessed, and we are very happy to have Dr. MEOR, YUSOFF MEOR SULAIMAN, the Director of TEKNOVALENCY Enterprise, to share with us on a very important topic, which is on the workshop on common mistakes in MOSTI TED 1 proposals. To be honest, my dear brothers and sisters, lecturers, I'm very happy to have you together with us today. And this session is recorded, then you can listen it in the future later once you are planning to apply for the TED 1. Just before we begin our session, allow me to share with you the biography or the resume of our very well-known speaker for today, Dr. MEOR YUSOFF bin MEOR SULAIMAN. For information, Dr. MEOR YUSOFF bin MEOR SULAIMAN is currently the Director of TEKNOVALENCY Enterprise and Fenomena Inovasi Sendirian Berhad since 2017 until now. And he was previously the Principal Research Officer, JUSASI at Malaysia Nuclear Agency from 1981 until 2017. So that's why I call you Prof. Yeah, Prof MEOR. And then Prof MEOR also what I call the principal, the chairman member, MOSTI Research Grants Evaluation Committee, Science Fund, Techno Fund, Inno Fund, IRPA since 2005 until now. And he is also the present activities, currently the top Research Scientist Malaysia 2022 Selection Committee, Academy Science Malaysia, invited writer and expert panel for Encyclopedia Nanotechnology, Dewan Bahasa Pustaka, Malaysian Standard Working Committee on Nanotechnology and Fine Ceramic, Exco member Malaysia Nanotechnology Association, Exco member X-ray Application Malaysia, and he has had a various of grants from MOSTI, FRGS. He has that one is KPT. From MOSTI we have flagship MOSTI, Techno Fund, Science Fund, IRPA, Rancangan Malaysia ke-9, Special Project and International Atomic Energy Agency. Mashallah, quite a lot of numbers of very good grants. And then in terms of the awards, he receive Top Research Scientist Malaysia. Maybe Prof later on you can advise us as well on this. TRSM, a very prestigious award. Best Project for Rancangan Malaysia ke-9, Gold Medal Seoul Innovation Expo, Gold Medal Geneva Innovation, second place for Pertandingan Harta Intelek kategori patent Hari Harta Intelek Kebangsaan 2016, and he has 8 patents filed and 4 granted. Malaysian patents are very tremendous achievement by Prof MEOR. So I think as far as I'm concerned, let me explain a little bit the objective of this activity for today. As far as we're concerned, there are various of grants that are available. Among of the grants we have FRGS, PRGS, TRGS, and all of them are part of the KPT's grant. But unfortunately, some of us thought that MOSTI grant is another level, meaning that not many of us are able to apply. So now we are inviting the speaker, Prof MEOR, Dr. MEOR, to assist us, to guide us, especially on TED 1. Because as far as I'm concerned, I saw that some of my friends who secured TED 1, about 600,000 ringgit Malaysia, before he secured the FRGS. I thought that FRGS comes first before the MOSTI grant, but this is different. Then I believe that there is a reason for the successful application of my colleague. That is one of the reason that I feel that when RMC invite me to become the moderator for today's program, then I am very happy to be part of the team. And then today we have Prof MEOR together with us to share with us his advice in order to ensure that when we apply for the TED1 grant, inshallah, will be end with the successful flying colors. So without further much delay, I would like to invite Prof MEOR. The floor is yours. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Hafiz. Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First of all, I'd like to say my thanks to RMC and UIAM, in particular Prof Hazlin, that has invited me for this morning workshop. Okay, because another thing is that UIAM is something close to me because two of my child was studying there. So I actually, when they were studying there, I was traveling to Gombak campus every weekend. So dah lama tak pergi Gombak campus ni. Okay, so I will try to show you my slides. Macam mana nak?
Ada share screen kat bawah tu, Prof. Prof tekan share screen.
Dekat mana share screen dah?
Successfully last week. Sama je. Yeah.
Yalah, tapi saya main Zoom, share screen.
Okay, Prof, share slide, Prof. Yang Prof dah buka.
Ya.
Okay, nampak. Okay,
nampak,
next. Nampak.
Uish. Terlebih. Okay.
Okay, Prof. It's very clear. Nampak jelas.
Okay. So I'll be speaking on the workshop on common mistake in MOSTI TED1 grant proposal. Jadi, as was mentioned by the moderator, sorry, my voice is a bit, there's some problem. Jadi kalau tak dengar, you may ask me to repeat lah. I was appointed by MOSTI for the MOSTI grant as an expert panel for the category of commercial. So the content of the workshop will be, first I would like to introduce you the RNA grants and criteria, practice and niche areas. But I think for the grants, they had shown, because your RMC has shown me earlier that there was a speaker last year that touched on this subject. So I will only go through briefly on the RNA grant. The next thing is in terms of how we assess the RNA grant. First, I will go into the the selection of the grant evaluation committee. Then the subject of, is it a winning proposal or super presentation that will count for your approval of your proposal? Which one is the more prominent one? Then during your interview or presentation and Q&A session, what really happened? So I will go to the what the steps taken during the session. Then after that, the recommendation. How do we derive at the recognition? Oh, sorry, my voice is not clear. Then finally, I will look at in terms of general perception of the presenter during presentation and Q&A session. Next, we look into the other common mistakes. The first one is uniqueness or innovative. How do you derive and how uniqueness or innovative is your proposal? Because this is very important for some evaluator. They feel that uniqueness is something, a necessity. So I will look into how do we create uniqueness. The next thing is problem statement. The proposal problem statement. So problem statement should be real. And in terms of your proposal, we're able to solve the problem statement. The next thing is in terms of previous related research project. So the point here is that we look at your related research project to see how well you experience in this particular proposal. Whether the methodology, you have done it before, what are the technical risks of the proposal, and whether the proposal can be completed in the duration suggested. Next, we look into the commercialization potential. So MOSTI grant mainly aims at to commercialize the proposal. So it's very important that there is an element of commercialization in your proposal. And this should be highlighted. Then we go to the objective. So in objective, what are the things that you should put forward? Because there are mistakes by a few of the proposals that didn't really reflect the objective, but it reflects on the research activity. Then we go to the milestones and research activities, costings, and the other thing. And finally, I will have the final remark, references, and also the acknowledgement. Okay, can we start now?
Yes, yes.
Okay, there are several types of MOSTI grants. The first four, Applied Innovation Fund, Technology Development Fund 1, TED 1, TED 2, and Bridging Fund. These are all bottom up, means it goes from you. The proposal will come from you to decide on what are the topics that you want to put forward. But the topic must cover the priority areas and also the niche areas that have been suggested for the MOSTI fund. And then we have two more research grants. The first is Strategic Research Fund. So this is the most expensive or the fund with the most money that we gave, that is 15 million. And finally, the COVID-19 fund. Both strategic research fund and COVID fund, they are top down. That means this comes from the MOSTI side. What are the areas, what are the particular topic that they ask us to do. We should fall into that area. Okay, our namely detail out each of this grant. One, applied innovation fund. So this is for individual. For example, a single lecturer can ask for this fund. The maximum one is 500,000 ringgit. Duration is 12 to 18 months. And scope of activity or TRL is from TRL 2 to TRL 7. Any question? I think Dr. Hafiz, kita boleh buka lah. Bila saya present, you can ask question.
Okay, okay.
Ada soalan tak? So far ada soalan?
So far, for me, I don't have question, Prof. Clear.
Okay, next one is step 1. Yang ni kita nak cakap hari ni. So, these are the categories of institution or company that can apply for this grant. Maximum grant is 1 million. Duration is 24 months. Now, this scope of activity must fall between TRL 2 to TRL 4. And those who already obtained this TED 1 project, they may be able to automatically get the TED 2 grants for their next stage from TRL 4 to TRL 7. So it's good that if you want to commercialize, you get that one first, and then you automatically get that 2 grants later on. But make sure that you complete the project. Then we have to get 2 similar as before. In that TED 2 is open to universities and also companies, the small companies or startup. And then this also apply to non-Malaysian. Non-Malaysian can also apply for this grant. Maximum grant is 3 million and the duration is 36 months. Scope of activity, TRL 4 to TRL 7. And finally, we have the Bridging Grant Fund. So, in Bridging Grant Fund, this is actually the pre-commercialization fund. So, your money will show in terms of how you want to commercialize, you want to upscale your activity or your process, or you want to know a prototype of your product. So maximum grant is 4 million, duration 36 months, and the scope activity is TRL 7 to TRL 9. So any question? No question?
No, Prof. Okay.
Okay. So I continue.
Sila.
So next is the strategic research part. So actually this is the one that have the highest grant, 15 million ringgit. Duration is 36 months. TRL 3 to TRL 9 in terms of activity. But over here, one of the things that we want to know is that the proposal must have the proof of concept. Proof of concept. You must have the proof of concept that your proposal is working. It works. Right? And then all the proposal need to undergo pitching session. In the pitching session, they will give you in terms of either you approve for the next stage or reject. Those pass the pitching session will get 13% bonus point in their mark. So this will really help in terms of getting the SRF part. Next is Nation Commenting COVID-19 Fund. So it has a maximum grant of 3 million, and the loans that can apply for this grant, just as before, including non-Malaysian. Duration is 36 months, and the TRL level is 2 and above. Actually, for myself, last year I was given opportunity to evaluate all the grants, all these 6 ones, and the number of grants that I evaluated last year was 25. Out of these 25, 7 was approved, and that makes around 20% of the proposal. Okay, any question on this? Hello?
I think very clear, Prof. But the thing is that now COVID-19 is already entering endemic.
Yes. Yeah.
Is it still going to be available?
Yes, it's still available.
Okay. Thank you, Prof.
And these are the of what are TRL. TRL1 is the basic principle. TRL2 is formulation of concept. Then TR3 is experimental proof of concept. 4 is lab validation. 5, validation in real environment. 6, demonstration in real environment. And so on until 9. So all this in terms of the grant that falls under the different TRL. These are the niche areas. I think that the previous speakers have also spoken on this. What are the niche areas? Okay. Any question or can I move forward?
Move forward, Prof.
Move forward. Okay. Now the part assessment of Step 1 component. Okay, the Grant Evaluation Committee. So actually, MOSTI will select minimum 3 panels for each proposal, and this panel comes first the technical panel, then the And then finally the commercial. But from my experience, normally it's the technical and the commercial panel only present for TED 1 proposal. TED 1 proposal, only the technical and commercial panel expert will be present, and the number can be 3, 4, or even 5. Maximum is 5. So if you have more numbers, then there will be maybe more questions. More questions will be asked. Okay, and expert panel come from academic, government agencies, venture capital, and industry. So right now they are electing me as a panel from the commercial part. Ada soalan tak ada?
Ada, Prof.
Tak ada.
Okay.
Is my voice clear?
Clear.
Clear.
Still can follow, Prof.
Okay. Now the part of the meaning proposal. New project proposal will use the online form for the submission of project. So MOSTI have developed that in Dana form. Completed proposal will be received by Dana section of MOSTI together with the other required document. So you need to submit MOF online as well as the supporting document. If there is no further correction that needs to be done, because over here is that, for example, maybe in terms of costing, you are not following in terms of the costing set by MOSTI. So they will ask you to do the correction and then submit. So this needs to be done. Or you miss some of the things required, for example, the ROI. So you need to do that. So after this, after everything will be complete, then only the Dana section will appoint evaluators for the different categories for the presentation and Q&A session. Selection of evaluators is based on the field of research, FOR, of the proposed project. So what they know is they're trying to match as close as possible the evaluators and the proposal for that. But it's quite difficult for example, in Keuangan, finance, you want to find somebody of similar field of research, you cannot find them. So it's also the industry. Some from the industry doesn't have similar research field. So they get what is nearest to them. Okay, any question now?
No, Prof. Clear.
No, wow, very clear. Tak ada soalan langsung ni.
I don't know if there is any from the participants, if there is any question. For me, I think I'm very clear about this. Any question from the participants? So I think no, Prof. So you can
Okay, so
continue.
sambil kita continue
Yeah.
Oh, ni cara memohonnya. This is from MOSTI. So this is the online application. So you select what type of grant, and then you list all the things that they want. Now, the next thing is I want to talk on the super presentation. First of all, unlike FRGS, evaluating of that one proposal is more dependent on the outcome of the presentation and Q&A session. So the presentation and Q&A session is very important. You must present and the required time in the. So the presentation session should be used to convince the panel that the proposal deserves the grant. Use the Q&A session to clear any doubt on technical, commercialization, impact, costing, and administration. Now, the presentation session can also be used. For example, the writing proposal that you have already submitted some time ago. But if there's new input to show or to make the project better, then this new input can be put in the presentation session. So we have, for example, from my previous experience, some of the evaluators say that we cannot understand clearly the proposal, the writing proposal. The document is not clear, but the presentation is very clear. We know now what is the direction of the proposal, where they want to go. So a super presentation is very helpful. So this thing must be really stressed. Stress on the interview session if you want one. Ada soalan nggak? Dr. Hafiz ada soalan?
So far tak ada lagi, Prof.
Yang lain pun tak ada. So kalau ada soalan, kita buat macam mana? Kita nak suruh yang tanya ke, nak send ke macam mana?
So there are two ways, Prof. The first one, they can just raise their hands up. Dia ada dekat sini button reaction.
Okay.
So they can ask question or they can just write on the chat and then I will read the question later, Prof.
Okay, good. So jangan takut participant.
Malu bertanya sesat jalan, Prof.
Jangan. Jangan takut.
Fokus, insyaAllah.
Jangan takut pada saya. Okay. Next. The presentation of Q&A session. Presentation and Q&A session is done either by online or physical. Online ni sekarang ni masa pandemik. Tapi dulu sebelum under pandemic, it was done physical. There are pros and cons of online and physical. Online macam last week saya tak boleh masuk jadi some technical issue may happen. Tapi physical ni, from my past experience, terdapat juga some real physical lah. For example, one on project TEKNOVALENCY, ini TEKNOVALENCY yang project lama dulu. This person was trying to get this fund, and dia punya co-researcher is a expatriate from India. So they show that some chemical process from test tube to show that they say that okay, now this thing works. That means they want to delete some of the thing from the mod. But we have around 4 emulators. All 4 emulators say that they cannot see the proof of concept. The proof of concept is still not there. Jadi, what happened is that the project leader, actually the project leader is the TNC of one of our local university. So she get very upset. She banged them. How there? You cannot see our proof of concept. Wow, kami orang terkejut lah. But this is kalau physical, you may get some negative aspect lah. Okay, so in terms of the composition of the evaluation, the first is you have a representative from the secretariat. The secretariat will coordinate the meeting. Then you have the evaluator or assessment panels. And finally, you have the proposal team. Okay, the session starts with the meeting of the assessment panel. We discuss a bit on the background of one night. Because some of the evaluators, first they like to look into the project, whether this is something similar to other project or not. So they Google in terms of using, I think, something similar to all the academician. You Google Scholar and look at the subject. Is it common? Or this is something new? Maybe some of the panel like to look at the uniqueness in terms of whether this thing can be patterned or not. So they look at the prior art on the pattern search. So this is done and they will discuss during the background discussion on the project. After that, we select the session chairman among the evaluators. Next is the project leader is called. The project leader and his team is called, and we are given them 30 minutes to deliver their proposal using template provided by Secretariat. This will then followed by the Q&A session for about an hour, but this depends on whether the panel has more questions or not. And finally, the assessment panel meets to discuss the outcome of the proposal, and this outcome need to be endorsed by MOSTI. By MOSTI. Okay. So next, tak ada question ya? Tak ada soalan?
Tak ada Prof, tak ada Prof.
Mana? So
Jagi banyak soalan Prof.
Ah.
Sebentar nanti ada banyak soalan. Later there will be lots of question.
There's one chat no, pada.
So, the chat says salam, clear for me too. So this one is Dr. Fath. So he want to say that he also can understand what you are saying, Prof.
Good. So these are the terms of flow. How they that means from proposal, submitting of proposal to the evaluation. Kalau dah dapat kontrak dan pembayaran, then pemantauan dan akhir sekali projek siap. So, in terms of penilaian, the dimension, that means in terms of what do they take into account. First is technical, 35%, commercial, 30%, impact, 25%, finance and administration, 10%, total 100%, dan markah lulus ialah 70% lah. Okay.
Prof, soalan. So maksudnya kalau achieve 70% memang confirm akan dapat ke ataupun bergantung pula kepada so once we achieve 70%, so does it confirm that we are going to secure the grant, or does it still need to have what you call the next level? Say for example, if the KP ketua pengarah ke ketua whatever thing after that disagree with the decision by the panel and then still not get the grant.
Yes. Okay. Actually begini, bila kita macam evaluators tu, dia peringkat JPD. Okay. So this will make a decision. And the JKD, this is at MOSTI level. MOSTI level punya penilaian, they evaluate again and see whether they agree or not on the JPD recommendation. So that means JPD are the higher in terms of the decision. They have the final say. Okay. Dan JKD inilah dia punya mesyuarat ialah dari TKSU MOSTI. Pengurusinya ialah TKSU MOSTI. Dan pengalaman saya pernah suggest untuk projek ini reject, tapi JKD kata lulus. Jadi berbeza. Okay?
Okay, faham Prof. Thank you.
So now, this is the thing. General perception in the presentation and Q&A session. So sometimes kita tengok there's only the project leader, even the project leader, it's not present. Dia hantar wakil. Wakilnya kadang yang setengah tu dia hantar ialah dia punya kontrak register student. So what perception that we get is that the proposal, especially the project leader, lack in terms of commitment for the project. Jadi dia banyak nak buat, dia tak boleh tumpu pada projek ni. Atau kadang-kadang Ni ada banyak projek lain. So we find that if the project leader cannot attend this session, so most probably his commitment is not strong. Okay, that's the first one. The second one, only the project leader is present. Jadi tak ada orang lain, hanya seorang ni. Ini selalu jadi. Yang saya evaluate, ada dapat banyak juga, hanya project leader sebenarnya. So, we feel that the perception of the evaluation panel is that the project leader actually lack the team spirit or support from the other members. Jadi member dia tak bagi full support. Tak nak bantu untuk in terms of getting the project approval. So this is also a mistake by the team lah. And then we also have project leader and team members from single department. Because this is, you find it easy to get notes nearby. Dia department ke, kawan-kawan rapat. Jadi, we feel that this lack of overall technical solution. Kadang your problem need different specialties. So it's only from a single department, it lacks the overall technical solution. Then we also have different answer from project leader and team members. So this shows the lack of technical understanding. Saya bagi contoh lah for this one. Last year, saya evaluate satu SRF punya projek. Dia minta 15 juta. Wow. So, it's only the project leader is a senior lecturer saja. Budak barunya. Saya tanya dia, do you have any experience or do you have any project you dapat more than 1 million? Dia kata tak ada. Tapi dia minta 15 million. And then another thing is that SRM, you must be at least at TRL 3 or 4. That means mesti ada proof of concept tu ada. That this thing is workable. Yang dia nak produce ialah dia recycle waste plastic, and the first thing is the produce ialah diesel, and then the second product is activated carbon, and the third product is compost. So they want to produce 3 different things from the recycling of plastic. Dan saya tanya dia, okay, at what stage is your activated carbon? Dia kata TRL6. TRL6, that means you are already pergi pada environment, dah mandate pada environment. So, what is the porosity volume of your activated carbon? Dia kata, okay, you have to ask another person for that. Jadi tanya another person, the person that in charge of the activated carbon. So how good is your activated carbon? Mula kata saya buat copper, extraction of copper. Copper can be absorbed from rainwater. But do you take into account that in rainwater there is maybe 10,000 times more iron than copper? So do you have, in terms of the good environment, in terms of the quality size, quality volume, dia mula lah. Dia kena, actually dia kena, projek ni, dia punya activated carbon is not superior. We are only at TRL2. We need to do more work in order to prove that we can go further. So you can see that there are two different things. One here at TRL6, one here at TRL2. Jadi ini menunjukkan bahawa there is the lack of technical understanding. So make sure that this thing don't happen lah. Ada soalan ke? Tak ada lagi. Oh, ada lah. Chat. Not habis. Ada soalan?
Ada. What if the project has certain innovation and high commercialization value? However, the research method is not clear. Will this kind of project has potential to be accepted or it will be rejected?
Okay, once again. Tadi boleh repeat mana?
Okay, this one is from Dr. Azlin. What if the project has certain innovation and high commercialization value? However, the research method is not clear. Will this kind of project has potential to be accepted or it will be rejected? Commercial value is there, innovation is there, but the research method is not clear.
So actually macam saya cakap tadi ya, because I want to go to this actually to the next slide nanti. What are the other common mistake? One of it is your related previous research experience. So nanti saya bagi detail in terms of how we evaluate this lah, because in related research experience, we look at in terms of the methodology. And do you have the experience to know similar work? Is the methodology the best on the right way or no? So this helps us in evaluating. Walaupun your commercial is high, your IP is there, but in terms of the technical risk, di sini kita tak sebagai technical risk. Is your technical risk high for you to complete the project? If your technical risk is high, so bahaya sebab kalau kita bagi, kita tak boleh siap projek ni. So you need to have some hands-on experience prior to doing the project. Jawab tak? Halo, Dr. Hafiz. Dr. Hafiz. Halo, boleh dengar ke? Halo.
Saya dengar, doktor.
Ya. Boleh dengar? Saya nak tanya, Jawapan saya boleh terima tak?
Saya dengar tapi Dr. Hafiz hilang.
Ha?
Dr. Hafiz tiba-tiba keluar. Terus sekejap sebab Dr. Hafiz dia
Tak apa. Yang tadi orang yang tanya soalan tadi boleh understand tak?
Yes, Prof. Yes, thank you.
Okay. So next ada lagi soalan tak?
nanti
Okay.
kita teruskan je Prof. Nanti kita
Okay, terus ya. So next is academic inclined output. So this is also in terms of getting commercial potential very low. What are the academic inclined output? So dalam, for example, dalam output yang letak research paper, Q1 research paper atau Q2 research paper as your priority, ataupun how many 100 students that you want to produce from this project. Jadi itu lebih mustahak. Because what we feel that dia kena cenderung ke arah commercialization. So over here, kalau output mo, one is that there should be an IP from this project. Kalau tak ada IP yang nak-file, IP yang akan di-file.
Okay, Prof, soalan Prof.
Tak, tadi saya tanya jawapan saya tu faham tak? Saya nak jawab lah. Okay, dah jawab lah.
Okay, another question Prof. Yang tadi tu, when you said the what they call the IP thingy, say for example, when we apply for the grant, we already said that we already have the IP file.
Okay.
So you know, like if we already have the IP file applied for this grant, and then at the end of the project, I don't do we need to file another IP? Because you know, like for example, I have because the IP already filed before the submission of before the application of the grant. You know, to say that our project is very strong and we already have the IP before we submit for this application.
Okay, untuk ni pertamanya is I think you have a good case where you have already an IP. That means filing of IP. That means you showing that you have the uniqueness in your proposal.
Yes, Prof.
But kalau kita lihat in terms of mana kita nak write proposal ni, one of the thing dalam costing ialah sama ada kita nak use the costing on patent, on IP. So the costing on patent is that the project itself yang you buat nanti will develop into new IPs, patent baru, hasil daripada kerjanya. Sebab sekarang ni ada orang yang tanya, if you have everything, you have the IP, you have all the work, so you need to move to the next stage. You don't need to repeat whatever you want to know. But over here, what is in it is that you must show. Nanti saya tunjuk dalam bahagian pas punya tu. What is the difference between your past project and your promotion project? Karena dalam promotion project, it should be, you have the IP, you have all the work, so you need to move to the next stage. You don't need to repeat whatever you want to know. But over here, what is in it is that you must show. Nanti saya tunjuk dalam bahagian pas punya tu. What is the difference between your past project and your promotion project? Karena dalam promotion project, it should be, not something same as that of your past project. It should be something different. You want to improve something, then you must show, and this thing can be better tomorrow. So you want to develop, or your output is a new pattern based on the work from your professor. Boleh tak?
Boleh, Prof.
Huh?
Say for example, if we combine two pattern together, is it possible, Prof? You know, like we have pattern 1, we have another pattern 2. Now we want to combine the technology of the 2 IP that we already have. So become something that is new lah. Is that possible, Prof?
No, because actually, if we want to know, because this thing is that it should be a new proposal. A new proposal must be something that not equal to the one that you know before.
Okay, Prof. Clear.
You must have to show that this is something new, but potential to be commercialized, potential to have IP output. Boleh tak? Okay, next is present and support from industry. Jadi ini yang saya kata kadang-kadang the presence of industry layer helps to make the project to look, the perception inventor, this project has a high potential for commercialization. Saya ambil contoh, saya pergi bawa satu SRF punya proposal. So dia bawa in terms of industry. Bila tanya pada projek ni, ada perkara yang tentang whether commercialization, projek ni pun tak boleh jawab. Tapi industri itu tunjuk bahawa they are committed because this is what they are looking for. Something that they're trying to look for. So, inventor akan tengok bahawa, oh, actually project ni is very good for commercialization. Because the industry is given and undertaken that they need this thing. Ada soalan?
No problem.
Tak ada?
Okay, clear.
Okay. Now, if we look at the recommendation, selepas presentation tadi, so is the recommendation individual or collective? Biasanya for the new one is a collective recommendation. Dulu masa projek-projek yang dulu kita ada masa bahawa that means each of the inventor evaluate the performance on the proposal. But now it's different. The new one is a collective recommendation. Jadi di sini chairman plays a very important role. Chairman kena control supaya dia dapat satu collective recommendation from all the inventors. Jadi, the recommendation can be either approve, reject, atau new diligence. New diligence can only be recommended if only minor weaknesses and mistake during the presentation at Q&A. For approved project, the strength of the proposal should be highlighted in the evaluation report. And because this report will go to the next stage. Macam Dr. Hafiz kata tadi, dia punya next stage tu tak lulus. Jadi, that means for approved project, the evaluators mesti tunjuk bahawa why this is good. Because it should mean that the evaluators know more than the MOSTI member. For reject project, the weaknesses of the proposal should be highlighted. Jadi, approve ke tunjukkan the strength of the project is very important. Kalau reject project, you show the weaknesses. Jadi, another thing is that evaluators are also encouraged, and mostly encouraged to recommend how the proposal can be improved, supaya when they will submit, they will comment on all the suggestions and also the mistake from their previous proposal. Another thing is that can the recommendation be appealed? Boleh tak? Jadi sebenarnya boleh. You can appeal whatever is there. Kalau katakan dia reject, you appeal, state your case, because they akan state the witnesses. You state the case why the evaluator is wrong. Saya bagi contoh lah, ni saya dapat satu appeal project from my project. Ini daripada seorang lecturer, young lecturer from one of the universities lah. Jadi dia beritahu bahawa dia appeal because one is that project ni dah dapat FRJS. Kedua ialah project ni is unique. It's something can be maintainable. And then dia kata cara saya jawab soal tu adalah salah. So mesti cari saya. Dia kata my 2 weeks you need to submit why the appeal is wrong. Tengok dia. Kalau orang appeal, it means evaluator kena bertanggungjawab. Saya prepare lah saya punya jawapan. Jawapan saya kata project ni is not unique because I hold the pattern. Pattern ni bawah nama saya. Project yang sama. Macam mana dia kata unik? So saya tunjuk dia apa pattern nama semua dan ialah apa yang saya telah lakukan. Jadi kes tu dia orang tutup lah. And the funny thing is that berapa tahun kemudian lah, the same lecturer came and see me. Dia kata bahawa sebenarnya dulu dia buat internship di bawah mak saya, tapi bawah my staff is not more me semua. Sebab saya ni orang negeri ni semua. So, yang tahu projek ni daripada staff saya. So, daripada situlah dia dapat idea macam mana nak buat projek ni. Tapi itulah, itu dah berlalu lah. Okey, ada soalan tak?
Tak ada, Prof.
Tak ada?
Aha.
Wah, cepat kita hari ni. Semuanya nak faham. Ha?
Sebab dia tak pernah lalui lagi, Prof.
Tapi itulah, I think that mungkin this thing you akan melalui nanti. So macam mana nak selesaikan ni? Okay, ni ada common mistake. Saya bagi pada title dia, uniqueness atau innovative, problem statement, previous related business project, commercialization potential, objective, milestone and result activity, costing and others. So we know one by one. Now for uniqueness, jadi dia memerlukan evidence. Pertama evidence ialah prior art search. Jadi bagi those who are familiar with pattern, tahu bahawa prior art search ialah actually pattern search. Pattern search. You know in the pattern search, tapi bukan setakat bahawa dia kata oh ini lain. Apa yang sangat, apa yang kita sangat melainan daripada apa yang dah ada. And prior art search, saya tengok daripada proposal, setengahnya sanggup bagi pattern engine to know that. Dia create pattern engine to know that prior art search. Setengahnya mak sendiri. Now, one of the things that you have to understand ialah dalam pattern ni, dia panggil pattern infringement. Pattern infringement ialah adakah yang kita nak buat ni masuk dalam pattern yang dah file. So, to know that, kita look at the pattern yang dah file, kita look at the claim. The claim will show you what are the claim. Because kalau in certain area, so we cannot so we must get clear. And then ni macam Dr. Hafiz kata pattern finding. What is pattern finding? Then actually pattern finding is very helpful kerana it's only show that you have the extra amount of uniqueness. You are able to find it. But remember, your proposal is that must be something new from your existing finding. Karena research yang dibuat untuk file pattern tu tak boleh guna yang sama. You kena improve it. Dan evidence ada juga yang buat ialah literature review. Tapi at times literature review ni tak begitu strong as what is the pattern lah. Or they show you in terms of process improvement. What are the process improvement that they want to build out? Supaya dia berbeza dengan apa yang ada sekarang. Besides process, you can relate to the superior properties of the product. by using your method or this new material, you get a better quality product with properties or what. So you must have that. What is the value that you can get? It's not just say superior property. I mean, we want to see the value. At times, promotion we are using substituted local material as starting material in order to show that its uniqueness or top innovativeness. And then finally, it shows the process on the product can be of lower cost. Lower cost than what is available in the market. Ada soalan tak? Ini mungkin kita ada soalan.
Oh, itulah Prof. So if say for example I already filed a patent, so if there is any sign of if I can prove that there is a new patent can be generated from
Yes.
the improvised patent file punya project, so that is okay, Prof?
Yes, because
Okay.
you want to show that it's something new. And this is what we have suggested.
Okay, Prof. Another question, Prof. I don't know if the members would like to ask, then you just ask. Yeah. So I have a few. One thing, Prof. Say for example, okay, my patent. My proposal that I want to apply is that we can use the source from the local source, the local natural product. Say for example, apa nama tembikai ke, whatever extract lah from the local product.
Yeah.
But the thing is that if we want to upscale them, so we don't have enough supply, because there are not so many people are producing it. Even chicken also, we don't have enough chicken. Then we have to export from outside. So similar thing, Prof. If we want to prepare everything ourselves, then it will incur lots of costs. So for example, extract. If you buy extract from outside, it will be like 70% cheaper compared you buy the extract from the local punya market. So Prof, that is my question. So is that possible, Prof? For us to, in the proposal or during the presentation, we said that our project is unique, but the materials that we are going to use is that we are going to obtain it from outside rather than using the local product.
But because in terms of impact towards the country, because there is a mark. Bila kita tengok ialah impact. Jadi, using local resources has an impact to the economy of the country. What you can do, ini saya tengok ialah satu projek. Dia nak buat ialah 3D printer filamentnya. Filamentnya dia nak pakai ialah local material and must be biodegradable local material. So sekarang ni kalau dia nak produce in big scale, dia tak tahu lagi sama ada cukup atau tidak. Dan dia tak ada proses untuk menghasilkan quantity yang besar. So what we suggest to him is that we give him a certain amount, 100,000, for you to test the market. This 100,000, not necessarily you buy mega equipment, tapi you find our local manufacturer who can produce this material for you. So in order that you test the market whether it's suitable or not. So this has been done. Okay, Nogame?
Okay, Prof. Itulah my still concern is that the long term though. Kan, say for example, for the proposal, we say that we are going to use the local punya, because you know when it comes to the budgeting, right? If we want to purchase from outside, sometimes it's cheaper. And the second thing is that if we, so for example, I give an example, extract from buah kriang, you know, buah kriang in Kedah, okay?
Yeah.
So if you want to get buah kriang, there is a season for us to get the buah kriang, okay? But if you import it from China, for example, then there is no season. You can get it throughout the year. So if you want to wait until the season, then it's going to be very difficult. And on top of that, to make the extract itself, it incurs some more budget. Okay.
I think macam ni, Dr. Hafiz, because right now you still have to show that you are using local material. But because of the restraint that you encounter, some of it need to import. You have to find other sources from the local material. Local material tu memang ada.
Ada, tapi tu cost je lah. Cost nak buat.
Depend pada demand. Kalau demand terlalu tinggi, because you are a manufacturer, you have a commitment to your client. Jadi this is, we also understand. Jadi inventor to understand. It's not only that. Maybe later on, kalau harga ni bagus, maybe people will plant more of this tree. Because they tahu, ada memenuhi lah.
Okay, Prof. There is another question, Prof. Prof, this one is from Dr. Azlina Mansoor. She asked, Prof, can you explain more on the prior art search?
Okay. Okay, prior art search is related to, it's just another name of previous pattern search. So you look at whatever pattern. For example, kalau saya buat sendiri, saya akan look at in terms of US pattern. Jadi dia ada satu website, open website. You can look in the US pattern and you put the subject, your subject, and see what are the pattern, and you try to relate something that near to what you want to know. Then you got to show that all this prior method is different from what you are doing. So it's so to say that whatever you are doing is patentable, boleh ni patent. Kerana dia melainan daripada apa yang telah ni patent. Jadi untuk itu, kalau siapa yang kurang biasa nak buat prior art search, dia boleh employ patent attorney to know that. Tapi it's a cost.
Prof, for that matter, can we use lens.org, the one that we use to search for patent?
Boleh.
Dekat
Boleh buat.
semua kan? Boleh yang tu? Okay, Prof. That's all the question that we have so far.
Okay. So we move on.
Yes, Prof.
Okay. Now the problem statement. Tadi the uniqueness dan the problem statement, kalau you buat proposal dalam online pun, you need to nulis ini adalah wajib diletak dalam your proposal. Okay. Now, problem statement is important as this relates to the objective of the project proposal. Jadi, you try to relate the problem statement to what you want to produce. Because we are looking at solving the problem statement in our research. Problem statement should also involve technical aspect. Jadi, not only, for example, setengah orang relate to the waste saja, waste issue, environment issue, but problem statement should also involve in terms of technical aspect, performance of certain product, how to improve better resolution, better bioregulation. Jadi, weak proposal, no problem statement. Our problem statement is too general and not clear. Need to have strong problem statement. Jadi, kalau your problem statement, you have to show that this is really the case. And outcome of the research must be able to solve the issue in the problem statement. Jadi, saya ambil contoh pertamanya yang outcome. So one of the project is on, yang saya evaluate is on biomaterial. Biomaterial, jadi dia buat scaffolding. Scaffolding, synthetic scaffolding. Jadi dia kata, one of the main issue right now is that the material that we use is non-biodegradable. It's not biodegradable. Jadi ini masalah untuk sel-sel biodegradable. Tapi bila kita tanya ni, how many percent biodegradable is your target for your product? Dia kata dia tak pasti. So, you must make clear how to solve the problem that you stated. Kalau you tak pasti, that means you must show evidence that this is better compared with the other material that have been used before. Also, another example is in terms of one of the proposal listed e-waste. E-waste sebagai satu masalah besar untuk environment. Dia kata, that's why they are looking into how to solve this e-waste punya issue. Tapi kalau you ngomong dengan Alibaba ataupun di other internet site, you can see that e-waste is not really an environmental issue. Orang menjual, it's a commodity. It has a price, and the price depends on the metal that you convert. Sebabnya kerana setengah ada platinum, setengah ada palladium, setengah ada gold, setengah ada silver. So these are all important elements. People want to extract. Jadi it's not a case of in terms of environmental issue, tapi how to utilize this. Okay, ada soalan tak?
Tak ada, Prof.
Tak ada.
Anyone from ni participants? Any question? Tak ada, Prof. Teruskan.
Okay. Ni previous research. So ini pun you need to put in your proposal. You need to put what is the previous method. Jadi especially it should be that kita tengok ni, kita lihat bahawa the person on the team has prior experience in the proposed methodology. It's not something new. Jadi macam saya cakap tadi, in terms of technical is slow, with a proposed methodology. And you are what you have the experience and milestone and objective is achievable. Difference between previous and proposed project should be highlighted. Jadi this one is yang banyak yang terima, dia dapat projek FRJS. So dia compete, template the whole thing untuk yang TED not one MOSTI fund ni. TED one MOSTI fund. Jadi it's the same thing. So you must at least show the difference. Karena nununya bagaimana? So what are you going to do? What is the major difference as compared to the one that you got previously? So macam tadi macam ni lah yang keempat tu. Jadi similar research activities and milestone. For example, kalau dia nunu dalam research activity-nya, dia letak synthesis of product A. So you look at the different parameter. That is your research activity. In your milestone, you get whatever product A. But this is something you are only achieved in your previous research grant. So you should not limit, tapi focus on how the product that you get from your previous research to deliver the next part of your proposal. Okay, boleh faham tak?
Boleh, Prof.
Yang lain-lain boleh faham tak? Ada soalan tak ada?
Anyone question? So basically, Prof, our research has to be something that we have the expert in lah kan, Prof, kan?
No, because right now, bila you suggest a proposed methodology, you shouldn't, it's not your expert, tapi you have a working experience. That means we see that if you have the working experience, in terms of technical risk is low, you can do it. Or at least you must show that your team has the technical expertise in the suggested project or the suggested methodology. Because right now, bukan hanya pada project ini, tapi all the team as a whole.
Okay, so it's a teamwork, Prof. So,
Yes.
say for example, if the PI doesn't know how to answer, or maybe not the area of expert, then we can have the co-researcher to answer the. Yeah, okay.
Betul, dia kena bawa, itu yang dia perlu bawa dalam session itu. Dia ada team member, supaya team member lain tu tolong dia.
Okay, Prof. Here there is a question from Dr. Azrina again. Here, is problem statement same as research gap?
Research gap.
Research gap dengan problem statement.
Saya rasa lain, because problem statement related to in terms of what is the actual problem that we want to try to solve. And this is the thing that we are trying to do. Our objective for the proposal, we want to specifically look into this area. Tapi research gap, maybe some of it It's still the same, yeah. I don't know.
So as far as I'm concerned, research gap is something you want to explore something that is new. People never
Yeah,
do it.
But
But when it comes to
research
problem
gap,
statement, is what is the problem that we have currently in
That's right, that's right.
in Malaysia, and then you want to solve the problem.
yeah. Research gap maybe what are we lacking? Huh? Actually, kalau kita orang study in terms of the commercialization level, we can see that there are certain gap that makes the commercialization difficult. Maybe this is related to research gap lah. Tapi problem statement is the key issue that we want to solve. It's not necessarily part of our research. Maybe it's something different. Okay? Boleh tak?
Okay, I think that's clear.
Okay. Sekarang ni 19. RMC berapa minit lagi? 16:20.
Prof.
RMC berapa minit lagi?
We have another. Actually, we are already done. But maybe, Prof, another 10 minutes, Prof.
10 minutes lah.
Ah.
Ataupun saya kena banyak lagi. Saya kena cepat lah ya. Saya kena sungguh sebab lepas tu you boleh soal saya balik.
Okay,
Boleh?
okay, Prof.
Okay. So we know that since commercialization. Ini banyak. We look at the competitive advantages. Who owns the technology? Jadi kalau macam Dr. Hafiz kata tadi ya, kalau ada company dia nak beli teknologi, but who owns the technology? That is very important in commercialization. Cost effectiveness. And cost effectiveness, we don't only look at the pricing of the product, but in order to compare the pricing, we should also include, for example, waste treatment. Waste treatment ni mahal. Kalau for a plant, we need to pay around 4,000 ringgit per ton to quality alam untuk waste treatment. Jadi, it's a big amount of money. Regulatory. Jadi, for example, yang bawah regulatory, ada satu projek e-waste ni. They try to recover gold from the e-waste. But they don't know that in terms of regulatory, regulatory, that kalau you recycle, you need a special license. And also, there are terms macam Department of Environment, the stated hazardous waste. Kita tak boleh involve hazardous waste kerana dia memerlukan special license. Also, kalau standard macam gold is when you want to sell gold is trained by a certain standard. Normally, it's trained in 99.9%. Anything below that, you cannot get a good price. Jadi, these are the things that you need to know. Then market potential demand, sustainability of product, acceptability of product, ROI. ROI should also be reasonable and achievable and marketing strategy. Objective. Jadi objektif yang banyaknya kesilapan ialah dia orang tulis objektif sebagai the research activities. Actually, objective and research activities are two different things. Objective relate to your target. What is the target that you want to achieve? Is it a product, a special product, or is it to solve the problem statement that you stated earlier? And the objective should be measurable outcome. For example, kalau kita katakan we want to produce a new product high performance, kita tak boleh macam tu. Kerana, for example, you must state that this product must have berapa what better than the rest. So the number measurable outcome is necessary. All the objectives should be achieved within the duration of the project. It must be relevant and realistic according to project activity. Milestone and research activity, scope of TRR. Jadi grant untuk TED 1 ni ialah antara TRR 2 sampai TRR 4. Tapi ada juga yang letak bahawa they want to procure pilot plan. Pilot plan is not under that. It's not under TED 1. It comes later. And research activity must relate and relevant to the milestone within the timeline of project duration. Milestone has a direct impact on the stated project objective and milestone with measurable outcome. We need a measurable outcome. Equipment, procurement, literature review, and hiring of journey are not milestone. These are not milestone. Fundamental, basic, and exploration should not be major part of proposed research activity. Because saya lihat ada example ialah they want exploratory research, comparing. Now they like to test synthesis by A method with B, with C. It should mean that they had done some of this thing and actually they should actually focus on what they are trying to do. Saya tengok saya punya materi dulu lah. Okay. Next. Costing. These are the MOSTI costing yang guideline by MOSTI. Okay. For that one fund, special service you can apply. Ini seperti mana yang guideline sebelum ni. Raw material consumer, administration, GRE, TED, ada activity. Jadi dulu kita boleh jalan luar negara ni conference sampai sekarang ni tahun ni. It's only for TNT, for fieldwork. Intellectual property. You can spend on patent filing and also honorarium. Saya tengok banyak letak honorarium. Because among the thing that you can personally get is honorarium from patent filing. Saya, for example, in my case, one of my science fund project, I got 2 patent filing. Setiap patent filing, you are entitled for 5,000 ringgit for filing and 500 ringgit for patent. Jadi saya dapat 2. 11,000. Tapi ramai tak minta, rugi. Yang market semi ialah if you can test the market. That means the product that you want to produce, you manufacture, ask people to manufacture and test the market. Regulatory standard compliance. And this is also you need to know at a laboratory that is accepted. Using testing method that is accepted. ISO compliance. Even the document you can buy from here. Special equipment, you need to justify the need and place under pilot plant atau prototype. Quotation all require quotation. Other common mistake, proposal, similar not approve or submit not FRGS1, appropriate number of proposed proposed project. Jadi kadang the number of GRE that suggested seems to show the perception of the developers is that you nak minta grant ni untuk nak mudahkan you untuk learning show that you want to go for commercialization but to produce papers using ataupun nak produce learning. Jadi another thing is that general publication and learning student as mentioned about technical related issues. Ini yang saya beritahu tadi. Okay, so ini my concluding remark. Hope that you have your success in your new tech promotion and hope that you benefit from attending this workshop. Reference daripada dana MOSTI, dua reference, and I would like to acknowledge Research Management Center, UIE, for organizing the workshop, Prof. HAZMI Anwar for the invitation, Puan Aina Mili for slot support, Dana MOSTI for
Very much for your time and your expertise. Thank you very much.
Okay, Alhamdulillah. Thank you very much, Prof. Dr. MEOR, for the time. So Alhamdulillah, we have listened to what I call a very clear presentation. By here, Prof, we have question. Is that okay, Prof? Prof MEOR?
Prof, question answer jawapan boleh?
Yeah.
Hello, yeah.
Okay, Prof. So there is a question, Prof. So the first one, another question from what I call Dr. Azlina. Publication fees, can we include under costing?
Boleh.
Boleh, okay. And then the next question, can we apply 2 GRAs for TED 1? Dua master student untuk dua master ke PhD untuk TED 1?
Yeah, apply boleh. Because you apply, kita can evaluate. And when evaluate in terms of your research activity, you can talk one is for what, another one is for what. Jangan general saja. Dua pun, tapi please specify what are the scope of area that they're going to know. And it must be justified lah. Kalau justify, kita akan bagi.
Okay, very clear. Okay, Prof, another question. Okay, this is so for example, you know, I know this workshop is already at the end, but there are many things I would like to ask you, Prof. I believe that many others also would like to ask the same thing. Especially, I'm going to submit, inshallah, next week my proposal, and then if there is any, if Allah's will, inshallah, I will be called for the presentation. Then you know, just to prepare for that, maybe is it possible if we can have your contact, like your email, Prof, so that we can. ask
Boleh.
you to meet personally online, or maybe we can have, you know, like pitching in front of you, giving us some suggestion, you know, like hands-on rather than, you know, just listening to all the talk. Would that be okay, Prof?
Okay, dan all the contacts you boleh dapat point Aina. Point Aina ni.
Okay.
So point Aina boleh panggil ni.
Uh,
My handphone number as well as my email Gmail address.
Okay, thank you very much, Prof. So looking forward for the what they call inshallah, if possible, for more discussion in regards to other grants in the future, hopefully, Prof. So I on behalf of RMC, I would like to thank so much to Prof MEOR for the time spending with us. You know, in fact of what they call the current situation of COVID-19, you are now having all this talk online. We have a quite good number, Prof. We have about 31, 35 in the beginning, and then this is recorded. It's already live on YouTube. And many other researchers, inshallah, will be visiting our YouTube channel and listening to your valuable talk. Okay, just before that, Prof, on behalf of RMC, once again, we would like to thanks Prof so much for the time, and also to all the participants for joining us today. Alhamdulillah, thank you very much. And do not worry. This is the time for us to start to apply for TED 1 or any other MOSTI grants. Before this, when we talk about FRGS, you know, the budget is not so high. We can apply up to 200,000, but when it comes to MOSTI grant, the amount is higher. And in fact, you have the higher chance to go for commercialization, because the reason of this grant is definitely for the commercialization thingy. I think that's all, members. I would like once again to thanks to RMC for inviting me as the moderator for today. So if there is no other question from the members, I would like to let us end our discussion today, our workshop today, with the recitation of Tasbih Kafarah and Suratul As. Inshallah, see you in the next workshop or in the next session. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Subhanakallahumma bihamdika asyhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Wal 'asri innal insana lafi khusr illa alladhina amanu wa 'amilus solihat wa tawassaw bis sabr wa tawassaw bil haqq.